Mike Schmidt's career started in the casinos on the Strip almost 2 decades ago. He witnessed a food surplus after big banquets and events and wondered if there was a way to repurpose the food.
We always questioned, why can't we use this food and get it to the homeless and everything else? And it was a matter of figuring out a program and a process in which we could maintain the time temperature controls that we need to have to be maintained in a process so that the food is safe.
A challenge that hasn't been resolved in a standardized way. Fast forward 20 years, Mike works at Catholic Charities now, and thanks to MGM Resorts International and 3 Square, nutritious, wholesome food is being repurposed for the homeless on a regular basis.
MGM Resorts has developed a model with standard operating procedures that allows us to donate food regularly and safely from our kitchens. This kind of food donation is complicated, and that's why we had to develop very detailed standard operating procedures.
The number one priority when donating food is safety. We've put procedures in place to make sure that our temperature is maintained throughout the donation process above 135 degrees.
Each week, we work with 3 Square to let them know the potential opportunities for donation based on the events that are available. 3 Square comes at the time where our meals are breaking down, and they're able to identify the amount of surplus that's left over for them to take back to their facility. 3 Square Food Bank has the facility and the equipment necessary to handle this type of hot food donation.
At 3 Square, when we take receipt of the donation, we bring the food in, we put it into our chill blaster. That chill blaster rapidly takes the temperature down of the food to a safe temperature for storage. Once it comes out, we put it into our freezer. In the freezer, that gives us the opportunity to lengthen the shelf life so it can have second life in the community.
That's where Catholic Charities steps in, prepping the food for clients.
3 to 4 days before, we will naturally thaw that food out in our walk-in refrigerators so that the temperatures are controlled and maintained. And then we will heat it up and serve it to our clients for our community meal. We serve approximately 400 to 600 people every single day, 365 days out of the year. And we will take all the food that can be recovered from MGM.
It's a process that's come full circle for Mike Schmidt.
To be able to see the food being thrown away 18 years ago when I was working on the Strip, to now being able to profit from the recovery of that food through 3 Square from MGM Resorts, it's a huge conclusion of that cycle, and it's now bearing fruit to the point that we all thought it should have back in the day, but there just wasn't that process available back then.